I'm gonna hit the button. Hit the button. I think we're live. Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to part 2 of my interview with Grant, which is not going to really be an interview. It's going to be more of just a conversation. We're just going to chill here. But if you're joining us live, drop a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. If you're not in the group, drop a hashtag not in the group. Actually, probably can't do that because you're not in the group. That's okay. But Grant, dude, I love you, man. We had a little chat earlier today about stuff that's going to be going on in your group, the Financial Finessing group, for those of you who don't know.
Woo! Yeah, if you're hashtag not in that group, then drop that below. We'll make sure you're in there because
we got to make sure you
guys
guys
are missing out on the sauce. Don't miss the sauce.
Don't miss the sauce.
It's like dry noodles. Why would you ever want to eat that? You got to get the sauce.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Life's not good without the sauce.
No.
But dude, the last time we did this live, people lost their shit.
Dude,
people went nuts.
On another level. Well, we gave away the farm. I mean,
we kind of did. Like we didn't, we didn't really cover everything, but we covered a little bit of everything.
I don't know, man. We covered more than most people will charge for.
For real. I got a lot of comments saying like this was like $1,000 course. I learned so much in this. I learned more in this than the $30,000 mastermind I was in. Like,
I remember that one.
I would pay $1,000 to watch that again.
Bro, how about the guy that messaged you that was like literally completely flat broke, like had no money and ended up like closing his first few deals just as a result of that live stream?
Ended up making like over $1,000 in like the next week.
Poured his heart. And he was in some like third world country too. Dude. Like that was a lot of money for him.
Dude, that was like, that freaking made my day. I remember I messaged you that. I was like, it changed lives, bro. It wasn't just value bombs. You know? Like, I love that shit, dude. But honestly, sales is that to me, bro. Sales is like life-changing. Sales is the catalyst for everything else that happens in your life. If you can, if you can influence and you can persuade and you can align people with your beliefs and what you do, like, you can change lives, especially if what you do is ethical and actually helps people.
That's the biggest thing, man. And maybe we should touch on that real quick because I hate the expression "I could sell ice to an Eskimo" because why would you ever do that? And I saw you had just posted a training, the 7 C's to building your first high ticket offer. And dude, I fucking love that you're doing trainings on that and not just how to sell things, because it's the biggest thing, man. Yes, it's important to learn how to sell, but it's more important, actually, I would say this as a sales guy, it's more important to know how to build an offer people want to buy. Right.
And I think, so many people focus on the sales aspect of things and not the fulfillment side of things. I think if you're good on the, if your shit is good, if you know you're going to help people and you know you're going to change lives, it is your ethical responsibility and duty to learn sales to bring them in. But if your shit sucks and you're really good at sales, please go away forever, because you're going to hurt people. You're going to take their money. You're going to abuse them. And it's just not good. And it makes that's why people hate salespeople, because they've been screwed by one or two, especially like at car lots or, whatever, like those door-to-door guys that sell fucking the spray shit. I don't know what that shit is. Like they've been screwed once or twice by a salesperson who was very convincing, that made them feel really good in the moment, but then like didn't fulfill on what they promised at the end.
Yep.
So
you'll end up forcing yourself out of the market though if you can't fulfill on what you're saying you will, especially in a social media world.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. If this shit existed back when like Kevin Trudeau was like launching his, what was that stuff? The secrets they don't want you to know about or whatever.
Oh, dude, you know what's terrible? You might hate me for this. Kevin Trudeau with his "Your wish is your command." One of the best mindset audio series that has ever been made. I shit you not.
So funny. Grant, the guy went to jail.
There was a whole lot of other stuff that was not good, but hey, Take what's valuable, leave what's not.
Exactly. I think you can learn a lot from people who have done bad things, but have done good stuff too. There's the good stuff is overshadowed by the bad shit. You know, Jordan Belfort went to jail. We've both learned sales from the guy.
There we go, dude. It's just guns, right?
It's just guns.
Yeah,
use them to protect or to attack.
Yeah. Wow, we're going down, guys. We need some questions here.
We need some questions. We're gonna go on some fucking tangents here. So I see you, Charlie. I see you, Coogan. I see you, Scott. Daniel.
So, here, I'm gonna throw some out while we wait for questions. One of my favorite quotes is from Tony Robbins. He says that the quality of your questions will dictate the quality of your life. And here's a real interesting thing that happens when you start escalating into better and better mentors. You're going to find typically like the top mentors in a certain space will actually have less structure around what they have.
Yep.
Because you can't systematize everything. And I'm talking like high level consulting. Your job as a client becomes learning how to ask questions that extract the most value from the person that you're talking to. So like Mario and I right here have got years worth of experience closing. Well, I mean, dude, there's probably 8 figures of deals easily closed between us, right?
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, easily.
I'm multiple 7 and you had a lot of experience in the banking and like.
Dude, I was closing $200K a month. In the bankruptcy world for attorneys, I was selling multi-$1,000 products to people who had no money.
Yes.
So you want to talk about some closing? Those calls are emotional.
As far as experience and knowledge goes, we've got enough to fill a few hours of content, but we're not going to know what to talk about unless you extract the value with the right questions. So get on that right away.
And for those of you guys who don't yet have Grant's 6 sales questions that he uses on like every call, his little 6 question framework. I went through with with the guy I'm training right now to sell for me. I went through basically like a mock call with him, showed him how I would go through those 6 questions and then how I would finish the call. And that night he went and pitched one of his friends as a practice call just to see how it would work. Thank you for linking that, brother. Pitched one of his friends as a practice call and made $1,500 on the call, and it was just a practice, and he ended up closing somebody he knew. So if you don't have those questions and you don't know what to ask on these calls, those things are beautiful.
Dude, that cracked me up when you told me that story, but let's not forget to mention that it was those questions with your framework. So knowing how and where to ask the most important questions is super important as well.
Right. It's not an interrogation. You don't just go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like you gotta pre-frame each question. But for those of you that have been on calls with me, some of you have joined my programs. I ask these questions, and honestly, man, they're like super important. These like the 6 questions, they talk about everything that somebody needs to like, not make a leap, but like make a decision in their lives. And it's not just about making a purchase. I think these 6 questions are vital to just everything.
Oh, 100%. These are just the 6 questions that are vital for someone actually making a decision. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's gaining clarity around a current situation and understanding like how to make a proper decision. So if you can guide someone through that in a context of trust, like you're adequately diagnosing and then prescribing, then they'll work for sure. And this could be anything from like, hey, I'm going to college and I'm thinking about dropping out. Right? Here's just a real world example. I'm going to college thinking about dropping out. So tell me about your current situation. What does it look like on a day-to-day basis? Right? That's the what hurts.
Right now
I'm just spending 6 hours going to class and I fucking hate it. Well, what are you missing out on as a result of going through this? What is it costing you to be doing this?
Yeah. What do you really want and what is it costing you? Both of those right there.
Well, why now? You've been doing this for 3 years. Why do you think it might be smart for you to stop doing that now? Oh, cool. Well, I'm pretty clear on all these things. Why are you asking me for advice though? Why do you think you can trust what I give you? these are the questions that you'll find in the 6
And why is it so
framework.
important to you to get this resolved?
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Like it's so funny because like it's not just, they're not sales questions, they're just like questions to use.
Yeah.
We got some questions rolling in, by the way, on the
We got some good ones. Let's start, man.
Let's go. So we'll start off at the top. Justice says, that's a question I have. I now co-own a dealership. I own a business, Animal Care, and I work part-time at a GNC. And this guy's all over the place. I love it. I want to start a business coaching. How do you separate being a salesman when doing something online, which makes it more difficult to create that personal connection of need for your service? So you're saying like basically how do you go from selling in person for a very long time to then selling online and selling over a Zoom call? Because he feels like there's not that personal connection that you have in person.
Yeah. So if I can give my opinion on this first.
Go ahead.
Strategically, you're still having a similar conversation when it actually comes to a sales call. What people forget to do in an online space is like actually create intimacy in the first place. So this is framed like a sales question, but it sounds actually more like a marketing question.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're not showing up consistently, for example, in like live videos, giving people an impression of who you actually are as a person.
Yeah.
And all you do, for example, is maybe text posts or just picture posts. Then you're going to really lack the opportunity to actually have sales opportunities.
Right. So right, because they don't know, like, or trust you yet. It could be anybody writing the posts.
Right. You can create that very quickly in person.
Yeah.
But if in an online setting, think about like when someone sees you for the first time, if they don't have any impression of you and your personality, then they're naturally going to be more reserved. So to start off that sales interaction, you actually got to show up more personably in content first.
Right. Exactly. And honestly, I think you answered it perfectly. I think people don't go live enough online. They don't do enough video content. Right now, over 80% of all content consumed on the internet is video.
Wow.
It's over 80%. It's going to be almost 90%, they say, in the next 5 years. So if you're not doing video and you're just focused on the written word and pictures, you're missing out on opportunities to connect with people. And I think going live is one of the best ways, especially long form lives. I know Abby and David, who were in the Authority Accelerator, would like roast me for doing long lives, but you can't script an hour and a half long live. It's just impossible unless you're like following a fucking webinar. When you're just hanging out with people, that's why I do my midnight meditations. I'm just hanging out with the people in my group, talking about what's going on, talking about what's coming up. And it's I don't do it strategically to build authenticity. I just like hanging out with the people in my group. But the side effect of that is I'm real to them. I'm not just some big famous person, behind security guards. I'm just a dude hanging out at his office with a green screen behind him right now.
Yeah.
Just chilling every night.
I'm looking at our Zoom window here, and then I'm looking at the live stream there, and you're
completely different.
Dude, your fucking camera quality, your everything. It's so nice when you actually broadcast. Because if you want to learn how to actually like make it look like Mario does, because no one does lives like Mario does, he's got a live stream mastery masterclass. He never talks about it, but it's the dopest.
Right? It's the one thing I don't like ever talk about, but it's people in there are like getting dope results and like really doing, better lives.
I know, you guys need to go buy that. Like it's good. Look at my video compared to his.
Somebody actually asked, Alvin said, "How's your picture so clear, Mario?"
Yeah.
It's with some good knowledge you can get the same. And it's 100%. Not expensive equipment. The stuff in my room costs less than $100.
Dude. There's a quick little tangent before we go on to the next question. You don't have to have huge production quality or expense in order to do this. Like, to finish up with Justice's question, just pulling out your phone and walking around and shooting a live video has gotten me more clients than like produced videos that I've paid for.
Yeah.
Like I've paid videographers to do marketing material for me in the past, but it's literally just a live video from the phone spouting some real ass content that actually has gotten the most business for me.
Dude, I love your freaking walking around wherever you are, San Diego or wherever you're walking, just just spitting some knowledge, spitting some value.
I'm just like, I'm inspired. Let's do it.
That's why I do lives. I just do them at random times. I'm usually inspired at midnight, so that's when I do my midnight meditations.
I love that.
But yeah, no, it's just on the spot, just raw is the best way to do it.
Totally.
So Justice says, no one likes salespeople, as I know, but how do you not come off salesy when pushing your coaching?
So he did say, I think we might have answered that question in the last response, but
yeah,
biggest thing is not reading off a script, having an authentic conversation, like actually just being present, because people can feel presence. Yep. And so that's where the 6 questions framework of just having the right questions to ask so that you don't forget them is so powerful, because then you just have a real conversation with someone. When you try and pull tactics and shit, people feel it.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it's just following, like I like frameworks and not scripts or like processes. I like a framework because then I do feel like I'm prepared with some questions that are going to help me dig into the meat of what's going on, like the deep issues that are happening. But other than like the few questions I know I'm going to ask, the rest is just a conversation. It's just genuinely caring and concerned about the other person, you know, and being present. When you have a script, you can't be present with a script. No, you just can't, because you're worried about how you're going to say the next line in your script. You're not even listening to the person's answers. So yeah, as far as like not being pushy when you sell your coaching or whatever, just don't be pushy. Don't try to sell your coaching. Don't try to sell it. Like literally, more than half of the people that have signed up for my coaching program, bro, I didn't even make an offer at the end of the call. They're just like, how do I work with you?
That's
like,
it.
Here's how. I was like, great. What does it cost? This. Cool. Can I pay right now? Yeah. Okay. Like that was it. Because if you just show up and provide value, like in a way that's, you know, it's tough for some people because a lot of people don't have proof yet, and they want to know like, how do I sell something when I don't have proof that it works yet? I'm like, just show your proof on the call. If you provide value on the call, show them that you have an insight, show them that you have something to give, that you understand them better than they understand themselves, that you can see deeper into the issues of their business than they can. That's proof enough for most people. Like, shit, you get it. You understood more about my business in the last 30 minutes than I've been able to understand in the last 3 years. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think you can help.
most of that comes down to active listening and just asking good questions. Yeah. That's it. When someone feels fully understood, then they're willing to trust your prescription.
Exactly.
Never before that.
Yep.
So what's our next question, man? We're getting a lot rolling through.
Yeah, we got a lot. How much importance do you place on pre-qualifying?
So I'd love a little clarity on that. If we're talking about like pre-qualifying questions inside of a sales call, or before the call itself.
I think he means before the call itself. So making sure you're getting the right people on the call.
Depends on your audience size. So when you have a smaller audience, you're better off having a really loose pre-qualification process as far as like a gateway. So there are multiple stages. So we have awareness, then we have lead gen, sales opportunities, sales, right? And I'm just looking at the sales process. So at the awareness stage, you're pre-qualifying your audience from this step. You're already starting here based on how you show up in your content.
Right.
And so that is super important, to show up in your content in a way that attracts the right people and actually repels the wrong people. Yeah, then in your lead generation process, this is a matter of, well, there's a little bit less right there. So I'm just going to skip over it because it's a little intricate. But as far as sales opportunities, this is basically where you're having someone fill out an application and book a call, right? So how many people are doing that? This is where I would call it a gateway, where you can ratchet back or ratchet forward the flow of leads depending on how strict you are there. Right. So if I have no application questions whatsoever, I'm going to call that a 0 on a scale of 1 to 10 for difficulty to book a call.
Right.
Versus if
you have 10 like me, it's a fucking ordeal just to book a call.
Right. Versus let's say you have to watch a webinar with a timed button to fill out a full questionnaire, and then after the questionnaire, maybe having logic programmed into it, like you can do with certain softwares, to where if you've answered the wrong things, like it just won't even let you book a call.
Right.
So
Sorry,
that's like
you're not a
10.
good fit for our program. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
like that though, because that's with a huge freaking audience. That's with like an insane offer to a huge audience, but like you're asking for so much commitment up front from them that when they show up on the call, they already show up like sunken cost. They already have that like thing. Yeah. They're like, I'm already invested. I'm just waiting to pay.
Bingo.
You know? Because they've already invested their time and energy.
Dude, that's a great way to put it. So that, to answer that question, is it really depends. If you don't have, I mean, if you're struggling right now because you need to drive sales, ratchet it back. Go more like a 1 or a 2. Maybe have a Calendly link, just as an example, where they can book a time and they answer 3 questions. Where's your business at? Where do you want it to go? Anything you think I need to know before our call?
Right.
Super
beautiful.
Simple.
Beautiful 3 questions.
But then if you
where do you want to go?
Yeah.
What else do I need to know?
You have a big audience. Maybe you have something a little different where you have the application first. So remember, like having a commitment on the front end before they get a chance to book a call is going to be more of a gateway. It'll feel that way.
Right.
So maybe you have a 10 question thing, like what's your current monthly revenue? What things have you tried to solve this problem?
Right.
Things like that before they get a chance to book a call would be if you have a bigger audience. So
right.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think that pretty well covers it.
I think you're absolutely right, man. I think at the beginning, especially if you're not established yet, and you don't have a huge list, and you don't have a huge audience, and you're not exactly positioned as an authority in the market, so like there's scales basically to this. There's the high delivery, low filtering, which is where you have to start. Like if you're not an authority yet, you haven't gotten anybody any results. It's got to be like you don't really filter too much when you bring them in, and you make sure you way over deliver on the other side when they are in, whether they're a good fit for you or not. Just kind of, bite the bullet and go. Then as you become more testimonials, more authority, more credibility, more people working with you, then you filter much more and you lower the availability. And the people who do want that higher access to you, you level them up into a different program. But like it's just that teeter-totter basically. As one side goes down, the other comes up.
Totally.
And then when it completely hits the ground, like you're doing like almost no delivery and it's basically a course, then you switch the audience. You switch to a higher tier audience and you just keep going over and over. Like that's how these people build their value ladders. They don't plan it out beforehand. Very few people plan out their entire value ladder beforehand. It's usually like I have one offer and I'm going to squeeze the shit out of this offer until this one's done. And then I'm going to move on to the bigger one and up level these people into something else.
Yeah, and you could do it different ways. Like what we teach is running a beta program that's more like coaching, so that you could systematize that into a course and then have a consulting offer. But like
so you could split it up at the end of it.
Yeah, regardless, this isn't a if you build it they will come kind of thing, because you need to build it around your first group of students so you end up with a higher quality product. Otherwise you're going to end up with gaps that you didn't know about.
Right. That's why you need people in your program to tell you like what they're lacking clarity on, what they need extra help with.
Totally.
Nothing's better than a live body to like give you feedback.
We need some warm bodies.
We need some warm bodies in this program.
All right. Next question.
Marianne says, do you think it's different to sell to women than to men?
Yeah.
I say yes. 100% yes.
Totally. You take the lead on this one.
I think it's a completely different conversation between women and men, because men are, I'm gonna use bad words, but men have big egos and they like to be challenged. And when you challenge a man, they will either rise to the challenge or they will fall away. Usually they will rise. No man wants to feel like they're falling apart, So, but if you take that same mentality onto a call with a woman and you challenge a woman on a call, like, oh, you can't do it, they'll be like, fuck this sucks. I don't want to feel insulted on the call. Women need to be supported on sales calls. They tend to be more attracted to additional support, more kind of like guidance. We'll be there with you every step of the way. We're going to walk alongside you. If you ever need us, we're there. Just Voxer, Zoom calls, group, all these different things. They like that. The guys are like, just tell me what to do, man. I'll do the steps. That's how
Mm-hmm.
guys are. I don't know why these things happen, but I know it to be true. Like, it's not a doubt in my mind that it's not true.
Yeah, dude, you hit it really well there. Just to throw a couple more things on top of
Yeah.
it too. Women tend to, just as a general rule, women tend to be considering the ramifications a lot heavier for the other people in their life too.
Risk
Like,
averse. Yep.
yeah, how is this going to affect my husband? How is this going to affect my kids? How is this going to affect my friends? So actually being
Mm-hmm.
able to help them two-step their
Yeah.
decisions, meaning like, so we've talked a lot about how this is affecting you today. Can I ask you a deeper question? Yeah, totally. Well, how do you feel this might be affecting your kids?
Mm. Great question to
Right?
ask women.
It'll be more impactful where men, it's a little bit less so. It's more about like you said, rising to a challenge. That language is a lot more. Uh, it's a lot more effective.
Right.
And one more thing, men tend to be a little bit more like wanting to know the strategy, how it looks. So we talk more about like what,
Technical, logical. What
yeah.
steps? What's the
So
process?
step one, we're going to overhaul the offer. Step two, we're going to position it effectively in the marketplace. Step three, we're going to crank up your profit margins so we can put more money back in your business, which means, right. But with women, we want to be a little bit more like, we'll be able to attract a client that feels better to work with so we can protect your energy and you're ultimately able to serve more people more powerfully.
Mm-hmm.
We're still talking benefits, but it's more
It's
of a
yeah,
feeling benefit versus like a tactical benefit.
right.
We're getting nitpicky here, but these little things do matter.
Dude, these little nitpicky things make the difference on the call.
Yeah,
You
two
know,
millimeter tweaks.
seriously, 2 millimeter tweaks are everything. But yeah, no, the conversations between a male prospect and a female prospect, it sometimes feels completely different. And honestly, I enjoy, like, as a salesperson and as a coach, we have different energies too that we come into. I love, sorry guys, but I love talking to the women more about accomplishing these things than the
Same.
guys. I don't know why, but it's like it's a much more fulfilling call, you know? And the funny thing is, again, sorry guys, women make better decisions than men do. Like, they just do.
Yeah,
It's like it's kind of another fact of life. Um, but it's kind of empowering. It's a much more empowering call. With guys, it can be the same way, especially if they're like the right fit. But I feel like that energy, that emotional state transference that happens on that call with like a female is so much more impactful. Honestly, I feel more lit up. So I'm not
that's so
saying there's
funny.
any preference, but I have a preference. So Coogan asks, do you prefer to sell coaching or courses, and why?
Totally depends. I mean, on if this is a personal thing, I'd much rather sell coaching.
Mm,
Uh, because they know someone's going to get served at a higher level, they're going to experience more transformation. If it's a matter of what would I prefer to fulfill on, like, you
of
know this
course.
about me, I would prefer to fulfill on a course. That's why I work with Tribe of Buyers and I
Right.
run the sales and I run fulfillment inside of the programs, but I don't want to deal with
Inside
them.
of the course, like, you're the coach inside of the course, not the
Literally.
coaching program. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's me personally. This is 100% a case by case thing. Like what,
Right. Like,
you know.
me personally, I prefer to sell coaching. I don't like selling courses. I
Hmm.
don't I don't like not being there for the fulfillment.
That's
What
it's
lights
funny
me.
because I want to say again, you have awesome like automated fulfillment for like live stream mastery again, where people can learn how to put on sick ass videos and
Right.
upgrade their quality a million times, but you don't even talk about it
Right,
because
because it's
you
not what lights me up.
no.
I don't get any joy out of somebody joining that course and going through the videos. It doesn't. I get joy out of being on a call with somebody and like watching the transformation happen. I like that,
Hmm.
like, that intimate setting. It's just, So again, it's all about preference.
Totally.
I will never enjoy selling a course. And you may never enjoy, delivering on coaching. You may, but probably not, because you like having your freedom.
Yeah. I like to, so me, I like to do one-on-one consulting.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that comes with a very premium tag.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just aren't willing to. And it's not a great fit for a lot of people. You got to be doing at least 10 grand a month already and be looking to create a 7-figure business for it to even make sense for me to talk sales consulting with you.
Right.
Because I
Right.
don't have like a group program myself. Tribe
It's
of
just
Buyers has
you.
dope things, but like for me personally, yeah.
Right. Your delivery is just you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why it's a much higher ticket price point. So another question we have is, if you're new to sales, is prospecting mandatory, or can you still utilize attraction marketing? Mm, I don't know.
I don't like the or. It's
Yeah, I
both.
think it's both. Prospecting, attraction marketing equals prospecting. It's just
Yeah.
one type of it.
You gotta be doing attraction marketing by posting relevant content. So here's the thing: like if you are only going out and actually let's assign terms. There's
Okay.
hunting, fishing, and farming when it comes to prospecting.
Right.
That's so prospecting is the parent. We got hunting, fishing, and farming. Hunting is where you're going out and you're identifying potential leads and you're initiating a message with them. Basically, like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I see you. Like, I think I could help you. You open to a conversation. It's kind of aggressive. You're hunting.
Right.
Um, Fishing is where you're going to a pre-existing community or a watering hole, so to speak, and tossing some bait in and hopefully reeling out a fish. Like you don't own the pond,
Right.
but you're taking bait and you're going, let's just say to someone else's Facebook group, like ClickFunnels Facebook group. You post a valuable piece of content, people see your name, they go, oh, this guy knows his shit. Let me talk to him. That's fishing.
Right.
Farming, yeah, farming is where you're staying at home on your personal profile or your own group. You're posting relevant content. People find it via you having gone and fished
Right.
or you doing other interviews or other things, for example, to bring people back to your farm and
To your
you're
little
growing
central
the
hub.
food there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you
So
you come in and harvest every now and a while, every once in a while. Like, hey,
totally.
here's an offer.
Right. So I wanted to make that distinction first so people know like the basis because doing only one of them is so it's not like 1 plus 1 is 2. In this context, like 1 plus 1 is going to equal like 5 or 6 because let's say I'm doing effective farming. So I have content on my page that's valuable. Now I go out
Yeah.
and hunt. So I go out and I hunt, which normally might have, let's say, a 10% success rate, like just hypothetical. I reach out to message someone, maybe 1 out of 10 shot, they actually message me back if I
Right.
have nothing on my page. But if I have
Right.
a really valuable page and I message someone and they just click on my name to see what's up, well, because I was farming and they can see valuable shit, now maybe I have a 50% chance of them actually reaching back out.
Right.
So
Exactly.
doing them all is going to be exponentially more effective than just one thing. So Coogan, like you want to actually be hitting all the bases.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to do all three. I mean, I know companies that are just built on one, and it's so like exhausting. I've worked in
Mhm.
companies where it's all built on just attacking, like going out and hunting, and that's exhausting. And I've also worked in companies where it's all built on farming, and I'm like, yo, we need to like we can't keep squeezing the same people. Like we need to go get more people.
Right.
Like eventually these people are gonna run out of money.
Seriously.
um, yeah, so you got to do all three, guys. You got to do all three. You got to hunt, you got to fish, and you got to gather. Um, or harvest, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, so Steven asks, as a closer just starting out in sales, how do you overcome the objection of, do you have any experience or have you closed any high ticket package before? So if you're trying to, what do you?
That sounds to me like someone who's trying to get a sales job.
Oh, okay. So somebody who's like, instead of selling a product, they're trying to go into a company to sell a product. Um, Honestly, dude, when it comes to sales, I I like taking people who have no idea what to do and building them up from the ground up, because there's a lot of bad habits that people have in sales that if you take a really experienced salesperson from like 10, 15 years ago, they'll actually do worse, especially if they never developed and evolved and they just stayed with what they learned in the first job that they went to. um, they like they'll screw themselves over instead of taking somebody new and teaching them the patterns. It'll take longer to teach the new person, but I enjoy it more because then I get to put my head in their head.
Dude, I one of my best friends, who's actually been a longtime mentor of mine, said that you can't hire an A player. And I thought that was kind of interesting. What do you mean by that? And he says, well, A players are either running a business of their own successfully, or they're already in a position and crushing it and have no reason to leave.
Exactly.
And so what you got to look for is a B player that you're
with
willing
potential.
to train up. Boom.
Right.
Yeah, someone with potential you can train up for a sales role. So
right.
I personally, because I can't speak to like what everyone should do. If I were in a position where I needed to get a sales job and I had zero prior experience, I would say, give me your list of cold leads now and let me cold call them, and I'll prove to you that I can make sales. Because if you're actually willing to like figure out how to be any good, you're gonna go take some fucking cold calls. Like, go earn your shit.
Right.
I'm gonna just go earn it. Like, yeah, anyone can close inbound leads knocking on the door saying, I want to buy your stuff. Of course, to earn a position like that, like where a company is taking their time, energy, money, resources to provide those leads, go prove yourself. Go call in their cold leads. Say, hey, how many people, who have you already talked to that didn't buy? Who's on your email list where you have contact information?
Yeah.
Or who has filled out an application but ghosted their calls? Give me that cold leads list, and I will make you sales that you would otherwise completely miss out on, to prove that I have what it takes to be on your sales team.
Yeah, that's all upside at that point. Yeah, it's all upside. I would say, Steven, if I was you, as somebody who's just starting out, also dive deep into like who the top closers are, like teaching the stuff, and get to know them, get familiar with their stuff, get familiar with their tonalities, get like how they write scripts. You're not going to follow a script, but like learn how they word things, because that's going to develop your own frameworks. And just going into a sales position, like interview, and they say, do you have any experience? Be like, yeah, I've studied, Jordan Belfort, Grant Cardone, Zig Ziglar. If you can drop names and you can actually like show that you've done the work, like they're going to ask you like, okay, well, how does this guy close? What's this guy's closing tonal pattern? When they ask you that stuff, sometimes they'll get on a mock call. I had one where they're like, close me in the room. And I was like, well, I got some questions, and I just went into questions. If you can show that you know your stuff, even if you haven't had any prior experience, that shows that you've taken initiative. Like you're out there working on it, even though you don't have a job yet. And it's better to be prepared without an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So prepare yourself for those opportunities, and there's plenty, dude. I'll tell you right now, mortgage banks are always hiring. You want to go sell some shit? It's a 48-hour class that you got to take over a weekend, and you can start slinging multi-$100,000, multi-million-dollar deals left and right, like starting day one. Then make a percent or two, which is like a very high-paying 6-figure job. So if you're ever looking for a sales job, prepare yourself and go straight into high ticket. I wouldn't start low ticket. I wouldn't start door to door. I would go straight into high ticket sales, because if you can learn that, everything else is easy. If you can sell something at $500,000, you can sell a $5 thing.
Yeah. I'll offer just an alternative perspective too. Like if I were, because I told you, number one, what you should do is just contact a company and ask if you can revive their cold leads.
Yeah.
I had no trouble getting jobs in sales because I had already built my own business. And I was like, look, I've sold $1,500 to $3,000 coaching packages for my own business that I built and fulfilled on. I know what it takes to put together an offer. I know how to communicate it. Here is my tax return so you can see the income that I generated. I don't want to run my own business anymore. Like, there's an option.
There you go.
You could also
start your own business. I like that. Option one.
Go
build a company.
Or like there are businesses like ours at Tribe of Buyers where you could be an affiliate for our GGMB course. That's $997. You could earn 40% commission on it. So basically you earn $400 a sale. You could literally like get in contact with one of our team members and get an affiliate link and then go practice selling it.
Get on phone calls.
So literally, if someone came to me and I'm the sales manager and they said, hey Grant, I've sold 8 of the GGMB courses already in the past month. Do you have any openings for a sales position? I'd say abso-fucking-lutely. Come on board.
Yeah.
Because what have you done? You've already sold our product. Like, yes, of course. And anyone can do affiliate marketing.
Right.
All you got to do is sign up and promote it. So there's another option. There's no shortage of options. I just wanted to make that abundantly clear.
Plenty of opportunities for you guys to make money. Practice on affiliate offers. Practice on high ticket affiliate offers first, and then just ask. You know.
Yeah.
So we got. What's the next question? How do you decide what to talk about in your content, Grant? So you got lots of content.
Yeah, so what are we doing right now, guys? We didn't come up with a damn thing on our own.
We're just going off your guys' questions. Yeah.
So listen to your audience. You create the content that your audience wants to hear, not the things you want to talk about. You create the content that your audience needs to hear. So ask them, what are the top 3 struggles you have with blank? What is the number 1 obstacle you've run into when trying to accomplish blank? And then just use that to create your content. Super simple.
Yeah. Like the answers should dictate what you do videos on.
Yeah.
You know? And if there's something you don't know about, guess what you have an opportunity there for? To either A, go learn it yourself and go reteach it, or B, bring in an expert and do an interview with somebody. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like this creates opportunity. Hey, my group is really struggling with this. I don't have time to learn it myself. Can you come in and do a training for them? I'll let you promote your offer or whatever. Like creates, you know, stuff like this. That's why I do interviews with everybody, because I like to pick other people's brains. You know, I brought Blake in on Monday. Dude dropped some knowledge on sales funnels and on making offers online. Brought Grant in, like, I don't know how many weeks ago. It was like a month ago.
Yeah, something like that.
We dropped a 2-hour-long live that just blew people's socks off. So, like, bring in experts if you can to do content in your groups and in your audiences.
Dude, that was like, I didn't know how to travel hack, which for those of you guys who don't know, it's literally how to leverage the credit system so that you can travel the world 100% for free. I didn't know how to do that, but I knew it was possible. So I found a guy who has been doing it for over a decade and has never paid for a single flight. This is back when he was still a hospice nurse.
Oh, shit.
So making like nothing. He hasn't paid for a flight. He's traveled the entire world seeing amazing shit by travel hacking. I didn't know how to do it, but I brought him into my group, Financial Finessing for Financial Freedom, had him do an expert interview. I learned, which was dope, and it provided value to my whole community.
Yeah.
Same thing with people talking about life insurance. Same thing with Spencer for how to rewire your mindset for abundance. Like,
we're going to have a special live coming out soon, too, in that group.
Are you going to bring Spencer in?
No, I already brought him in here. I'm saying you and I are going to have the live in your group, too.
Yeah.
That's going to be special.
I'll drop the link so people can get joined, because the interview that I'm going to bring Mario in for is going to absolutely blow your socks off. It's the shit that banks do not want you to know about. And
I showed him today a few of the things, and he literally, you were like making, or you were making like lunch or something, and you literally stopped and you were like, wait, what?
Yeah, this is some stuff that you're not going to want to miss, because I mean, I literally run a group that is on creative financial management, because for the past couple of years, I just learned and taught how to make more and more money, but stayed broke because I didn't know how to manage it. They don't teach that anywhere, especially
not in school. Yeah.
No, or in this entrepreneurial space, dude. So many online coaches are absolutely broke, like I was, even though I'd make plenty of money. So, you know, I'm in that space. I run that group. Drop the link down below. Join it so that you can tune into Mario's interview. And just looking at that, I mean, some of those charts you were showing me and some of the things, like, good Lord, man, the amount of money that's just there for you to grab that people don't know about and they don't want you to know about. It's flabbergasting.
Dude, I literally ran your numbers for your exact financial situation in the house you want to buy, and I was like, well, you could pay $250,000 in interest for this house, or you could pay 70.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait, you're like, what?
Just come again.
Say that again. How does that work?
Yeah.
So yeah, like bring in experts, guys. Bring in people that know stuff you don't know. Kyle says do it live on travel hacking. Join Grant's group and watch the live he did with the other guy.
Yeah,
Like,
Kyle, just go into my group, go to the unit section and look at the video with Chase Beringer, and he gives the exact step by step for literally exactly what to do.
yeah.
You'll be solid, man.
Right,
And by the way, with you being in seven-figure CEO now, you could shift your payments over to one of the cards, probably like the Chase Inc., and literally not have to pay for travel anymore just with making payments to your business coaching.
That's
Pretty
true.
sweet.
That's true.
And write it off because, hello, it's a business expense. So there's a lot of cool stuff. All right.
That is true.
What are some more questions we got, man? I'm seeing some roll in on the top, but I know we've got some backed up.
Oh yeah, we're backed up. We got like 3-4 questions that we haven't yet answered. So Coogan asks, Coogan's got all the questions today. I love it. Thank you, Coogan. I love you.
We appreciate you.
He asks, how do you prevent coaching from taking up all of your time? Man, I wish coaching took up all of my time. Shit, it's the one thing I enjoy doing the most. Unfortunately, I got to do all the other things too. But yeah, no, as far as preventing coaching from taking up all of your time, you just dial it back. Honestly, more. I learned this from Avery, that people don't need 3, 4, 5 coaching calls a week. That's just too much. There's not enough time for them to do or implement or have any progress because they're spending all their time on coaching calls. So dialing back on coaching, like now I have it at twice a week. Avery was like, do twice a month. I was like, it scares me. I want to be there like pretty frequently. I'll eventually dial mine back to once a week, and have just touch points, outside of the coaching calls. But yeah, no, you got to give people time. So dialing back coaching and making sure it doesn't take up all of your time is actually smart because it lets people do the work, and take ownership of their stuff and not just rely on you over and over and over.
Yeah,
that's what good coaches do.
100%. Like there's so many things that could go into this answer too. By the way, it's like 1, charge more, have less clients. 2, implement the right systems and processes in your business so that you can hire out and have people do part of the fulfillment for you if you can't automate it all. Like there are so many things that can go into it. So I would actually look, if you're at the point where you've enrolled so many clients that you're worried about coaching taking up all your time, that is a perfect time to hire a business coach to help you like get things in place.
Yeah,
like that's a great problem to have.
That is a great problem. I have too many customers.
Yeah, guys, I'm making too much money, too many customers coming in. And
dude,
by the way, if you have too many customers and you don't have money, then look at how you're managing your finances. And 2, you probably are charging too little.
Yeah, you're probably undercharging. But honestly, if you're undercharging, people probably aren't even showing up to the calls. You know what I noticed? If people, the less money people pay, the less likely they are to show up.
Oh yeah, people pay attention to what they pay for.
Right, and the more they pay attention.
Bingo.
Straight up,
like direct proportion.
Like I even, dude, I'm in the $30,000 mastermind with you guys. Even I miss calls because I'm like, I got shit to do. I ain't got time for this. It's like, so it's true at all levels. There's going to be people that just don't show up, and that's okay. But yeah, I would say start charging more so that coaching doesn't take up all of your time, or set dedicated coaching days. Like Monday and Tuesday for me are the only available days for people to have access to me one-on-one on my calendar. My one-on-one clients, Monday, Tuesday. If you don't got time Monday, Tuesday, find time on Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
Or, I'll make time for you too if like it's a crazy circumstance. But yeah, like put systems in place, organize your life, organize your calendar.
Yeah.
Make sure it's not just an open, open sesame, everybody take what, first come, first serve kind of thing.
Yeah, we don't have the time to, and frankly, the interest, because it's a little boring to set up. But time block. You need to time block your calendar. If you don't know what that is, if you're not already doing it, you are losing like absolutely massive amounts of time and money to energy leak. So
Yeah, you can't be distracted.
no,
But that's not even on the subject of sales. Stick to sales, damn it.
I
Come
know.
on,
Let's get
guys.
back to
Dude.
it.
So, Grant,
Yes.
tell me how much did you close last week or this week? Not
Uh,
last week.
oh yeah, we were talking about it this morning. So this week from Monday until today, it's Thursday. I'm at 44,000 closed.
Oh, you closed a few more in between when we talked earlier and now.
Just one.
Just one. It was a higher ticket enough for me to notice the difference in the number.
I like
Dude.
it, but yeah, I love this. I'm not wearing it right now, but I have a wristband that says results don't take time, they take courage. That's the
Mm,
amount that like a teacher makes in a year.
yeah.
I'm
You
like,
closed
that
that
was
in a week.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Not even a whole week. 4 days.
Yeah.
4 days. Closed more than most people make in a year.
That's what I'm all about, is helping people collapse time, because so many people sell with their own wallet.
Mm,
And so they basically will go based on their own perceptions of this intangible made up thing we call money.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so until you, like, for example, the biggest things for me that have shifted my perspective are actually making big investments in myself. The
Right.
bigger the investments that I've made, the easier it is to ask others to make big investments, because you set your new normal. But for someone
Right.
that like is used to selling $1 million companies, like for them to ever get on the phone, to ever consider getting on the phone for a $1,500 offer would be like a joke, right?
Right.
So elevate your own perception, also by hanging around people that do stuff like that.
Right.
Like I hang around people that do 200, 300, $400,000 months, and like would like to spend more time with people doing $1 million months, because you become who you surround yourself with. Coogan, how many calls did you take to make that 44K? Uh, well, there was a couple like connection calls. I think 8 calls.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's
it
nice.
hasn't been a call heavy week.
No. Yeah, I know. You've done weeks where you've done like 60K in a day.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, that was like 3 weeks ago, I think.
yeah,
Was Yeah, I had a really solid day there. That was a
dude.
good day. I liked that day.
That was a good day. You did like the little breathing thing or whatever with not
With
breathing,
Frank.
the thing with Frank, yeah.
Yeah, the radiant presence method. I was his first one that bought the masterclass too. After I did that, dude, I Venmoed him $97. I was like, let me pay you, bro.
Let me pay you. Let me be in this. No,
Yeah.
it looked like it was pretty good. I should probably do Frank's little radiant presence thing.
Yeah, dude, hit him
Um,
up. It's good stuff.
I will. Dude, he made me cry in the lobby the like not the final day, but the morning after. We were all just sitting there and we were talking about the Greatness Initiative or whatever, the charity that he
Mm,
was wearing the shirt for at the event.
yep.
And talking about, like you want to talk about selling somebody on a vision and really tapping into pain. Talked about how, in Mexico there's like areas and towns where they don't even name their children until they're at least a year old because they're homeless and the child mortality rate is so high, and they don't want to become too attached to the child in case the child dies. Like that's so sad to me.
I know. I'm
I
pretty sure
was breaking down.
I think it's called the Greatness Collective, if I
The
remember
Greatness
right.
Collective, yeah,
I'm
collective.
I'm throwing it down in the comments because I don't know their URL or anything, but they do house builds in Mexico. I'm gonna do one in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and you can like donate to actually help these communities, put together houses and stuff. Like it's
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
it was
Uh,
amazing, dude. I was like, shit, man. I just spent 30K. I could have built 2 houses with that. I broke down because of that. I was like, I could have saved 2 families. And here I am,
oh,
worried about my own business.
don't worry, we
We'll make that money.
Andrew donated a house this year, so we're
That's epic, dude.
part of your tuition is going to that.
That's awesome.
You can feel good about it.
Coogan asks, what's your number one favorite book on sales? The one that changed your life more than any other? Was it even a book on sales?
Well, I mean, there are things that have changed my life outside of books too, but what book?
There was one audiobook for me that like changed a lot. Um,
Oh, wait, before I forget, what's the Chris Voss one?
Chris Voss.
Yeah, most people, it doesn't get thrown around nearly as much. Chris Voss. Oh, Never Split the Difference.
Yes,
That
that's it.
one.
That's a
That
good
one.
book.
I've read a bunch of great sales books. Some of the best quote sales books were actually more um, like Think and Grow Rich, which is just a dissemination of the laws of success that Napoleon Hill wrote way back. Um, Probably one of the most impactful things, and How to Win Friends and Influence People, just to understand how to like deal with other people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
also good book.
but tactic wise, Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Absolutely, absolutely the one.
That's a good book. That is a good book. The
What
first
about
book,
you?
the first audiobook, because I don't read. I listen. There's
Yeah.
very few books I've actually ever read. But the first audiobook that like really changed things for me. It's funny because like looking back on it now, it's a pretty shitty book. But it was The Closer's Survival Guide by Grant Cardone, and
Yeah.
it's literally like 170 different closes for every excuse and whatever that people, every objection that people could possibly have. And there's like the first half of the book is just mindset, and the second
Yep.
half is all the closes, and they're like 30-second long, like little segments, 20-second long segments. Um, that book, dude, I listened to that on repeat when I was selling Kirby's. I was a fucking closing machine. Nobody had any reason to not buy.
Yeah.
If they did, I felt like a failure.
Dude, I read that a few times too, and I wasn't.
It's so tactical, but it's like it's not even that great. Most of the closes are
Well,
so cheesy.
they're like how to sell cars in the 80s. That's what I think of
They're
when
so
I.
cheesy. They're the worst closes. Down to the penny close. Well, it's $200 a month, but if you break it down daily, it's only like
Yeah, break
eight
it down
bucks
to
a
the
day.
ridiculous.
It's $1 an hour for all your working hours.
Yeah,
Isn't it worth it for you to drive this car for just an extra $1 an hour?
so I mean, yeah, it's great, I guess, for getting into it. But I think the reason that I don't love it and I don't like recommending it is because I think
No.
most people will benefit from just understanding communication better than trying to
Yes.
memorize like canned responses.
Right. Yeah, that's why I don't like. I was like, this book is. When I found other books on sales and other programs, I was like, this book sucked. Holy shit! But it was the first one that like gave me confidence to like go in and close.
Oh
You know.
yeah,
Um.
like and massive love for Uncle G for like him being one of the first people that I ever read. And like I went to the Growth Con in 2017, like met some amazing people. So don't let this be something that feels like, oh yeah, Uncle G sucks.
Right. No, he
But
doesn't. He introduced me to sales. Like.
one of the mindset wise, great to light a fire, but values wise doesn't align with me. Like I don't
No.
believe my money is in other people's pockets and it's my job to go get it. Like
Right. Who's got my money?
that's not my school of thought. But
No. Yeah,
yeah,
I completely agree.
you know what one is amazing as well for strategy too. It has to be the audio version. Is go buy. I'll put the link down below too because I did it for the last one. I hate when people like give recommendations and stuff in live videos, but there's no links and you gotta like try and pick through it to find shit.
Find the
So
actual one that they're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, well that. All right, but but they totally like you got to like go through the video and try and find where they said it instead of just like going back through the
Are
link.
you doing that right now?
Yeah,
You trying to find the book? Oh,
I'm
okay.
pulling it up right here. It's called The Way of the Wolf, and this is by Jordan Belfort.
Jordan Belfort. That's his book. Yeah.
You've got to go through that on audio. So download that on on Audible because the big benefit to that is actually listening to his tonality as he reads it because he reads.
Dude's a master. Yeah. He's a master of tonality.
It'll teach you just the different ways to actually communicate that. We talked in depth about tonality in interview number 1 if you want to go back and learn more about that. But it's so big because the words that we speak, it's quoted at different percentages, but it's only responsible for a very small amount of communication. the tonality that we use elicits the internal voice that is responsible for a lot more of how we perceive communication.
Right. Totally. 100%. Like, honestly, even the words don't even matter. You could say anything with like a tone, or like a certain tonality, and people would be like, huh. And like, it doesn't even need to make sense, you know?
Yeah, we'll use the power whisper. Mario, listen, I've got something really important to share with you. And we can't tell anybody else, but there's fucking aliens coming at 6 o'clock tonight.
Or
it's
like,
gonna be crazy.
We're all like zoomed in, like, what's going on?
like tell me. Yeah, Kyle Rogers actually drops down in the comments. Some need help with learning how to be a little more aggressive. That's why I like him in reference to Grant Cardone. See, it's a balance between being someone that shows up loving, caring, and in service, but actually understanding how to take a powerful stand for someone and push through the bullshit, because most objections you get are just going to be maybe in different words, maybe, and it's on a basis of fear. And so actually being able to take a firm stand. Look, I can understand why you would feel a little bit apprehensive to make such a big decision, given that you've made bad decisions in the past. But Mario, believe me, if you're even half as successful as the rest of the people we've worked with, brother, the only problem you're going to have is we didn't get started 6 months sooner. Does this sound fair enough? Like, I'm going to take an aggressive stance to bring certainty into the situation, but I'm not being a dick. Like, there's a big difference.
But you lay off. You don't like, you don't close, in certainty.
Yeah. It feels like you don't care.
No, right. You're just trying to make the sale at that point. But hey, let me ask you this. I don't know if I asked you last time. Who's your favorite closer? Who's like the one guy that, like, if you could work with, or if you could hire, you were like, that's the fucking guy I want to work with.
Dude, it's Eli.
I've never 100%. Heard Eli close.
Dude, Eli Wild is the absolute bro. He has sold, I think, 8 figures plus for easily 8 figures plus for Tony Robbins. I mean, he's the number one sales guy I've ever, like, in my opinion, for coaching. For coaching.
Nice. Does he have any programs or anything?
Yeah, I'm always working with Eli in some capacity. I'm in his paid program right now. The one thing Eli could really benefit from having more structure to his stuff. He's an artist, right? So there are other people, if you wanted to learn more of a structured approach. I mean, Cole Gordon is doing some of the best, like, structured sales teaching that I've seen.
Yeah.
And Brad Newman, as far as like people that have tactics, like if this, then that, if this, then that kind of teaching approaches. But Eli is someone that has, I mean, just masterful teaching of like how to show up in the right ways of being and how to just communicate.
He's like very fluid, very organic, I'm guessing. Like, it's not
incredible.
Like...
Yeah. Eli's the kind of guy that trained himself to artfully stutter to be more relatable.
Dude, there's people that do that on purpose. Like, they will plan out ums and ahs in their, like, approach so that it doesn't sound like it's scripted.
Yeah.
That's funny. He learned to stutter to be relatable.
Literally.
To not be an absolute beast.
Yeah, dude. And I always took pride in being extremely eloquent, and I don't know what it was about my, like, upbringing that made me want to just speak perfectly. But working with him, I was able to let back the reins and be a real human, and it actually is a lot easier to close deals when you don't sound like a fucking thesaurus.
Right. Dude, I say bro and dude, like, all the time. I say it on my calls. I say it everywhere.
Totally.
I used to, when I was in mortgages, this is the funny part. Everybody else would be Mr., Mrs., Sir, thank you. And I was like, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Or like on the initial call, I'd be like, hey, is this Eric? What's up, Eric? How are you? Like, who is this? I'm like, oh, it's the bank. You filled out some form. We're just giving you a call back. Oh, okay, yeah. It's just very casual. And people are like, why are you talking to your customers like that? I'm like, they like me.
Dude, we got a good question here. Who's the best female closer. So I want to know who you like would say who's one of the best closers in general first, and then who do you know that would be a great female closer to look up to? Because
Best
I've got one in
closers in
mind,
general?
actually. Yeah, because mine was Eli.
You know, I don't. Hmm. There's one guy at the bank I used to work at. Name is Robert Paulson. Yes, we used to all
Fight Club. His name is Robert Paulson.
we said that at every fucking meeting. A dude was a beast on the phone. He came in and was like, the first month he came in, doubled everybody else.
Wow.
Doubled everybody else.
Tank.
Was promoted to manager the second month he was there. Was promoted to the owner of an entire office the third month he was there. Because he just kept like, everybody else was closing like, I would say like, 1 to 4 million a month. Dude came in, started closing 10 mil. Boom, 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 month after month. We're like, what the fuck? Who is this guy?
Tank.
Yeah, so he was. We got the opportunity to listen to one of his calls. He only allowed us to listen to one call, and like, it was just like, it was so smooth. Like you just wanted to. You wish you were the customer on the phone, just to like, you know what I mean? Have you ever been on a pitch where like you love being sold to on that pitch because you're like, this guy's so fucking good. I could be here all day just listening.
Oh yeah, dude. Does he have any web presence, or is he just the kind of guy that just does that for work and doesn't talk about it?
Dude, the dude is younger than me. He's a little bit older than you.
Wow.
Let me see, actually. It's Robert Paulson the third.
I'm super curious now.
Yeah, he's
I'll see if I can buy anything from him.
Yeah, no, he's just a mortgage loan officer. That's all he is.
Huh.
He doesn't like have I think he left the bank actually. Let me see. Let me look him up. This is like, it's real funny because he's such a badass. And we like idolized him for so long.
So while you do that, I'm going to speak to who I think is one of the best female closers out there.
Yeah.
It's a big world, right? And we kind of live in echo chambers with social media. So the best female closer that I know, her name is Bella Verita. Might have butchered her last name. Real sorry if I did, Bella. Love you. Bella is absolutely a boss. She went from like, drug addicted, going nowhere in life, joined a network marketing company, and in like a couple of months was one of their top earners, like drove the car and all the things. Ended up getting into direct sales and did a whole bunch of other stuff. So she actually ran Bella Verita.
Oh,
she owns a line sales agency.
Mm-hmm.
Redhead, just firecracker, but one of the absolute best closers I've seen. That is a woman. She's just amazing.
Wow, that's awesome, dude.
Pretty solid at teaching too. She's really good at just getting down to the root of what's going on, and she just has relentless go attitude, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, for me it was Mary Cazares. I think she's in this group actually.
Ooh.
She was in an office completely filled with dudes. She was the #1 producer as a female. And she is like this short little Latina. I don't know if she's Mexican, but she's like this short little Latina who is just an absolute beast. Like first to arrive, last to leave, just hammering the follow up. While the rest of us are doing 1 to 2 million a month, she was at like 3.5, 4. I think she was like the top producer for like the last I don't know how many years at the bank. I don't think she's ever had a month under 1 million. And for most people, that's like a big number. Like, oh, I closed 1 million this month. She's like, if I don't close 3, it's a bad month.
Yeah.
She's the one that bought the $1.2 million 4-unit that I was telling you about earlier.
Oh, okay.
She's that banker. Yeah, I was going to connect you with her.
Yep.
But yeah, she taught me so much. Always available to people. Always willing to help. Super supportive of everybody on her team. Honestly, she deserves to like kind of run her own team. But, that's life. But yeah, she's the most badass female closer I know. Literally #1 of all the guys. Like, with all the guys in the room, she was #1. Nobody could even keep up.
So we're getting another question. How about a great stage closer? So Eli's actually up on that list for his ability to close from stage for me. But the best is hands down. It's oh my God, what is going on with my brain? He taught Peng Joon. What is going on?
Oh, fuck! What's his name?
Joel Bauer, I think.
Joel Bauer.
God.
Yeah, Joel Bauer.
That was ridiculous.
Dude, that guy was a magician for a while.
Joel Bauer is the godfather. I mean, he taught Kevin Trudeau. He taught Peng Joon. He taught Russell Brunson. He taught the guys that we look up to. And he has very little web presence because he basically just built a multi-million-dollar empire doing free events.
Yeah.
Free local events and selling at them. I mean, he's the godfather. He's just an absolute savage.
Yeah, he really is. There's this one 1 hour long video of him and Peng Joon closing at an event. Not closing, but like they were teaching closing, but they were also closing while they were teaching closing.
Yes, dude, that was such a good video.
Have you seen that? It's like an hour. You can barely hear the audio, but if you know what they're saying, it's like, oh, it's so good. Like all the objection handling responses that you could ever want in a 1 hour long video. Yeah. With them like kind of pitching, him and Peng Joon both closing at the same time. Mm-hmm. So good.
I have two phones, and I have that I have that video downloaded permanently on that old phone just to have, just in case it goes away. Well, I have a variety of different random things downloaded on that phone. Similarly, like Russell Brunson's 3 million from stage presentation.
Best stage speaker, dude. Best stage closer I know. Fucking Russell Brunson. Yeah, for me,
he's a boss, dude. He is an absolute boss. So if you guys haven't, if you haven't watched it, you got to watch Russell Brunson closing 3 million from stage at the 2017 GrowthCon. They have the full speech, and you can just run through it. I mean, it is a gold mine of strategy for speaking and selling from stage.
Dude, he closed me. I was on my couch. I wasn't even at the event, and I bought it. Yeah. I was on my couch. He didn't sell me the product. He sold me on going to Miami to buy the product from him there. I made like a triple, purchase just to get that from him. So yeah, Russell Brunson. Let me. So I just linked the Joel Bauer one. Yeah. Let me link Russell Brunson. Yo, Grant.
Dude, this one fucking this one interview is getting to be pretty action packed.
What, this one right now that we're in?
Yeah, dude, we're dropping some good bombs, but also some links to some real valuable stuff that I'm surprised a lot of people just don't already know about. Here we go.
I'm always surprised that people don't know about this stuff.
I've got the Russell.
I linked
you beat me to it.
Yeah. I linked the two videos we're talking about. But Grant, what's the thing you don't? What's your least favorite thing about doing sales? I know we talked about our favorite reasons why we love it. What do you not enjoy about it? I don't want to end on a negative note, so we'll change this up in a little bit. But
yeah, that won't be the last thing. But what is the thing that I don't like about sales?
So I feel like salespeople make it seem like it's the best. Everybody should do sales.
I think you should only do sales if you feel the way about sales that I do. Because it's actually difficult for me right now to figure out what is something that I genuinely hate. Because I don't like marketing, actually. And that's a big integral part of sales, which is why I don't run my own business anymore. It's draining for me. I don't like marketing. Mm-hmm. What do I not like about sales? Dude, it's all fun. It's all the stuff that's annoying is a growth opportunity, and I've trained myself to really enjoy the hard things, because growth is one of my highest values. Mm-hmm. So what I don't like is when I actually am talking with someone that is an absolute perfect fit, and they need it, and I am. I'm not able to shift their belief patterns into actually taking action on that, because I take a lot of responsibility for being able to put people in connection with the right opportunity and the right solution. And so I get really hard on myself if I have someone that like really should have bought and they didn't, or they buy from a competitor that I literally like know is not going to serve them at the level that my company would have. Because I've been on the inside of not the majority, but a lot of different business coaching companies now at this point. I've seen what goes on. My full-time job is talking to people who have been through other programs. So I know what happens. And so like I have this greater perspective than the people I talk with. And so it actually hurts me, because I do this because I want to make a difference. If I'm ever not able to support someone in making the right choice. And I take personal responsibility for it. I know that a big component of sales is being able to detach from outcome. But for transparency, sometimes I just can't. And I'm like, because I've been in the position myself where I made the bad investments and it nearly like cost me an apartment. I was like nearly having to go, I don't know what I would have done had I not like luckily gotten connected with the right person that saved my ass. But like, because I've made those bad decisions, it means so much more to me on the inside to like really take a powerful stand for people. And sometimes you're just not able to do it.
No. Yeah. You can't close everybody. You know? It's hard to not take it personally when it's something you believe in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's something I don't believe in, like I don't care if they buy or don't buy.
Yeah.
You know, I was never butthurt when somebody didn't buy a mortgage. I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, it's your money. I don't care. But like, yeah, no, it's being able to like know that this is the answer for somebody, and then not being able to take them to get them across that bridge, you know, of like what you used to believe and what you should believe. Yeah, sometimes maybe there's a lot of follow up that needs to happen, but sometimes there's too much stuff ingrained in there that, you know, you can't save everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you can only. It's like the what do they say? The Coast Guard. We can only save those who are swimming toward us. Can't save people swimming away. You know.
Yeah.
And that's how I've learned to intellectually know that to be true, but like still here, you know. But let's see. So Shannon asks, Coogan says, what motivates you? A lot of stuff. Getting people results, seeing people change their lives, you know, seeing people believe in themselves, seeing people build things for the first time and feel, you know, empowered. Seeing somebody make their first sale, teaching somebody to make their first sale, and then they go and do it. Yeah, that's like, that lights me up. So like those, the promise of those things to come in the future motivates me to work hard every day, to give more people that feeling. That's for me.
Trying to think what motivates me is it's future pacing. So I know where I'm going long term and breaking it down into like actionable things so that I know the big why and I feel like I can logically see how I'm going to be able to make it happen.
Yeah.
That's really motivating, is to have that personal power of like, yeah, I can fucking do this.
Right.
Oh, there goes my light. So that's me. And also what relights my fire is seeing other people win. Like when I've helped someone get into a position where they can win and they do, like that lights me back up like nobody's business.
Dude.
Like those comments we got on the last video of the people that actually implemented what we were talking about and
got results.
Yeah.
It made my day. Somebody literally told us, like, you saved my life. That video saved my life.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I love
You forget sometimes the impact you can have just going live, just talking.
Right. Dude, it's, you know, as humans, we think we don't really have an impact on others. Like, we feel insignificant. But I think we all have moments where we've like met somebody that we looked up to, or seen somebody do something brave or courageous that we like have remembered for a very long time, and that person probably has already forgotten about it. And we think that we can't be that person. There's no way anybody thinks about me that way. You know, I got I'm not gonna name them, but I got a message from one of my buddies, who's been trying to do this online thing for a very long time, and he saw me jump into this in March. And when we got on a call, he was like, "Dude, just seeing you do it and figure it out and make money and actually have success at it, I believe that I can do the same."
Mm.
And the other day, he's like, "Yo, I built my first funnel," and he showed me. He's like, "I'm gonna start running traffic to this thing." He's like, "This is like just taking action. I've been trying to do this shit for years, and
Yeah.
just seeing somebody else do it that they know personally was like, shit, you know." And that's like that feeling. Like I didn't even like personally coach him. Like we hopped on a call. I gave him some insights and some stuff, but like I didn't coach him into doing anything. He's just kind of like, well, Mario's doing that, I'll do that too, and he did,
Yeah.
and it was like just freaking epic.
Bro, do you remember the really, really tall guy at Tribe of Buyers Live? Young guy, really tall. His name was Grant. Did you meet him?
Yeah,
That was my childhood best friend.
no shit.
We
Grant
played
and
every,
Grant.
we played every sport growing up together from kindergarten, and he had originally been going to college to follow his mom's footsteps and be like corporate at Nike.
Okay.
Watching me build a business, transition, like doing all this stuff online, just because I'm public about it.
Yeah.
He actually started taking entrepreneurship classes at college and was doing that for a couple of years. And when we were selling tickets for Tribe of Buyers Live, I just called him. Right, this is hunting. This is what it looks like doing it the right way. I called him and I was like, "Bro, I fucking love you. Like, do you believe that I would only do what's in your best interest?" And he goes, 100%. And I said, "I want you off the sidelines. Like, you've been taking entrepreneurship classes but not doing anything. The real class is going to come from getting it done.
Starting it.
And I want to help you do that.
Yeah.
And I can help you do that now based on what I'm connected with. So let's do this." And he showed up. He put in the work, and dude, he's got his own business running now. He's making money, and it's like the most fulfilling thing for me. Because yes, I love meeting new people and rolling them into a program, then becoming friends with them. So dope. But to see like my old childhood best friend like was watching every step of the way, and he's now doing like what lights him up. Oh my god, man, that motivates the fuck out of me.
Motivates you to show up every day, bro.
100%.
Like that's why I show up every day. When I get little messages like I needed that today after I write something, I'm like, if I just get one, I'm like, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's hundreds, I'm 100 times happy. But like just that, you know, the impact you can have on individuals is insane.
Yep.
What's Shannon asks, what's one thing you would recommend every coach do in their programs?
Oh,
give a shit.
So to pre-frame, I've got about 15 minutes. I could still be here before I got to run. So we're going to get close to the end. You want to go rapid fire?
Rapid fire.
Okay.
What should every coach have in their program?
Give a fuck. They should have.
Right. Give a shit. Give a fuck.
I think what I don't see in enough programs is a fast start guide for like people starting off, like how to start strong. And periodic check-ins where you're actually keeping track of your clients to make sure that you're able to help them succeed. I've been a part of multiple coaching programs where it was just, you got coached on the call, they left, that was it. At Tribe of Buyers, we have a weekly client success meeting in addition to all the other meetings that we have to talk about operations in business, only to talk about making sure each and every one of our clients wins. We keep data on all of them to make sure we know where they're at. Like, you should be putting your client's best interest first. They're going to keep your business running long term. So those are two things I think every coach should have in their program.
Yeah. What's the hardest objection you faced and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, that's kind of a funny question.
It's a long question. That's a long answer.
Question. Hardest one was I don't have the money because I believed it. The objections you get are the ones you give. So when you start like working through your own shit about what you typically use to weasel your way out of sales, you're going to get less objections. So when I learned that, when I really let it sink in that you will find the money to afford anything that you want or need in life,
you'll make it work.
You'll make it work. Then I started to believe that about other people because I'm no better than anyone else. So when I believe that everyone's capable of being resourceful to get what they want, then that objection magically started coming up a hell of a lot less. And when it did, it became a lot easier to handle.
Right. Yeah, dude, I firmly believe that when somebody's like, I don't have the finances to do this, I'm like, you're never going to have the finances to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
You're never going to have them. If you don't have them now, you're never going to have them. I don't care how abundant you are. You'll find reasons to not have the money.
Totally.
That's okay. That's a scarcity mindset. But, you can't, it's hard to overcome that shit. So let's see.
Dude, we've had such solid viewership this whole live. Like, we could do this for a couple more hours if I had the time.
Dude, we got 71 comments. Dude, we could have gone on the last one for a little longer, but we both had to be honest, we both had to go to the bathroom, so
yeah, I know.
We ended it. We were like, yo, I've been sitting here, I gotta pee.
Hashtag part 3 if you want this to ever happen again. We might
we may do it again. Dude, I'm telling you,
it.
We just gotta do like a podcast or a YouTube channel, honestly.
Who wants to see a YouTube channel or a podcast from us, actually?
We're a little bit more systematic and not just shooting the shit with each other.
I don't do things unless the demand's there. So if you demand it, we'll think about it. Next one.
How do you guys find top producers to work for you, and how do you offer to team up with them?
Yeah, so it's being really values and vision focused. Like you'll basically in a coaching business, just general sense, be able to go from 0 upwards of about $250,000 a year by focusing on having a solid offer, dialing in your messaging, and focusing on promotion on a consistent basis. To get from there to $1 million and up in a coaching business, you shift focus then from offer, messaging, promotions to vision, systems, and team. Yeah. And so when you have a really clear big picture vision and you articulate that on a regular basis, you'll attract other high value individuals that align with the vision. So Avery Ford is an example. This is a guy, I love
Avery.
He should be paid probably $20,000 a month
for what he does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
He doesn't? No, I thought for sure he was getting paid $20,000 a month.
No, so I don't know the exact amount that he gets paid, but he came on to this business taking an enormous pay cut from what he actually had been doing because he believed so much in the vision of the company and just wanted to be a part of making it happen. And like, you can't offer a guy like Avery Ford enough money to convert him from his values. You don't get.
I love that about him.
Yeah,
he's got such conviction.
So that's how you get the best people, is you are really clear about your own values and vision, and you attract people that are like really about that. Yeah, that's the big thing. And it's for me too. Like, again, I could just put on my own sales course, and figure out a way to make more money than I do now. I don't want to, because it
doesn't align with your values.
No, it doesn't. And with the vision that Andrew has for Tribe of Buyers, to connect 1 million entrepreneurs with their tribe of people that give their life meaning, like, that means a lot to me based on what actually having a legit tribe has done for my life. So no reason for me to ever leave, even if I can make a lot better money somewhere else.
Right. So last question. Joshua has asked, how do you become a closer for other people's programs when you're just starting out? I'll answer that real quick for you. Go be an affiliate for their program and just sell it yourself.
Yeah.
And then come back to them when you've made a shit ton of sales. Mm-hmm. Like, just ask them, hey, can I be an affiliate for your program? Or can I get a referral fee for sending people to you?
Yeah. We talked about that a little more in depth, Josh, at the start of the video. Yeah. There are a few things you can do with that for sure. And a great way to go, by the when you're getting started, is being in sales. Let's see.
Be in sales.
Shannon wants part 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Kyle says, this is insane. We got someone saying, let's do YouTube, do a podcast, do an event.
Event may be coming up.
Dude, I would run a mastermind with you.
Dude, we should, honestly.
Yeah, let's think about that. Pre-sell tickets.
Let's pre-sell tickets to a mastermind. Are you talking like an event or like a monthly call?
No, an event. Like an event. I like running mansion masterminds. So what would you
Let's do it, man.
What would you guys invest to come
if Grant came
to a 2-day intensive at a dope ass mansion somewhere beautiful, where all we did was put massive amounts of money in your bank account. I've run a few events like this before, by the way.
Yeah.
Tribe of Buyers, we're doing a sales retreat in Colombia where in a week we're gonna infuse $100,000 into each person's business through mastery of sales and being on calls, doing stuff over the shoulder. At masterminds, I regularly help clients close deals on the spot. So like, how much would you pay to come out again to a dope ass mansion, or sick villa, maybe somewhere on the beach,
dope mansion or villa, and
high rise, all glass. I always do like really nice places because that's the fun. And then just
I would love to do an in-person thing.
5-6 people. It's super tight knit, and all we do is just over the shoulder make sure their sales process is dialed in. And
5-6 people?
Yeah, dude. Super small, tight knit mastermind.
Shit, dude.
If there's enough demand, I do them.
I might offer this to my accelerator students first.
There we go, dude.
Because that sounds dope. I would love to do like less than 10 people in a mansion somewhere, hanging out for 2-3 days, just building big shit.
Dude, that's what it's all about. It's so fun. And you're gonna be at our January one, at our January mastermind. It'll be a little bigger than what we're talking about.
It's gonna be like 50 people. Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a lot of people.
Yeah, we'll have our full staff though. But like this is something, by the way, when you guys are starting off in business, if you wanted to run events like this, you can run them super inexpensively. Sell tickets for anywhere from $997 to $3,000. Bring a group of 5 to 10 people together, and rent out a sick ass Airbnb and do a mastermind with them. Yeah, it's pretty fun,
dude. Yeah,
Daniel Chang says 10 grand is food included. Yeah, I'll include some food for you there.
A 10K.
Yeah,
a 10K a person. I will hire a chef at 10K a person to cook for us.
Yeah, we'll get a chef.
Dude, I think if we did one like 2,000 per person.
Yeah.
10 people. We pay for the venue. We pay for the food. Yeah,
we do food. Do the venue. Super simple. How many folks in your group do you need to make attending a sales mastermind viable? It's not as simple as that. It's more like these are going to be people that you would. So the people that come to a mastermind, you want these to be people that if you went on vacation with, you wouldn't secretly be hoping that they got their own hotel room, right? So like,
this is going to be by invitation only.
Right. This is a matter of like, you're going to vet these people to make sure you actually want to spend time with them, because these are going to be full days. Like when we do mastermind, it's basically like a 12-hour day. You're hanging out, you do breakfast, maybe, but always lunch together. You'll have like some teaching components, but it's mostly like roundtable style. And then like breakouts where maybe you get on a call and you got like me over the shoulder. So yeah, it's pretty fun,
man. Dude, let's do it.
I love them.
Want to set a date?
Do another one. Yeah, let's see how many more people want to come. If we get, what do you think? 5 people?
I think if we get 5 people, let's do it as early as, what do you think about February?
I could do something in February.
February or March.
My January is really full. March is completely full. I've got UPW. I've got the sales retreat. I've got a few more things.
Oh yeah. March is that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
so like February
or April are possible. Yeah. Super rough idea. Drop a comment below if you'd be interested in making a buttload of money with Mario and me in a sick ass spot.
Only 5 of you.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it super tight knit so we can like completely rework your offers and make sure they're sellable, and then sell the crap out of them at the event. But if you really want to come, let us know.
Let's do it.
Also, if you haven't joined Financial Finessing for Financial Freedom, do that shit, because the next time this guy and I go live, it's going to be in that group talking about all the things your bank does not want you to know about and how you can rework the system in your favor to not just travel the world for free, but to do a whole hell of a lot more, like cut your mortgage interest in half and a bunch of other good stuff.
Half of his worst case scenario. I want to shave off 80% of that shit.
There we go. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
So anyways, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you everybody who watched. There's a shit ton of you guys who stayed till the end, like literally watched the entire thing. So I love you. Thank you. I hope you got a lot out of this. Grant, thank you, brother.
Bro, I'd do this any day. I love
We're
this
gonna do
so
a part
much.
3 eventually too. But yeah, next time part 3 is gonna be in his group. If you want part 3, join Grant's group. Actually, there you go. Friggin' dab. Yo, did you ever find that photo of us all like jumping and dabbing?
No, who took it?
Who took the photo?
I don't know. Dude.
We gotta find that photo, man. That was the shit.
I know, it's such an epic photo.
I think Doug has it probably.
I bet you Doug does.
I bet you Doug has it.
I think it's Doug.
Gotta message him. Anyways.
We gotta get him. I'll go pester him at Funnel Hacking Live.
Love you guys. Have a good one.
Adios.